So in this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to go ahead and push all of your audience segments from Google Analytics 4 into your Google Ads account. If you haven't done this before, or if you perhaps do this already, this is going to be really beneficial for you to use simply because you're doing all the work in Ga4. Let's use this across other platforms as well. And this is sort of why Google Analytics is sort of king versus like your social channels, because it plays nice with Google AdWords, so you can easily send data between each platforms. So let's quickly jump into it and I'll show you how to do this. Again, make sure that you have the proper access in Ga4 to be able to create audiences, as well as being able to send those over to Google AdWords. Just make sure that you always have the correct role initially, so that you don't sort of run into issues down the track when you're trying to do import things like conversions and audience segments. So in the property column, we're going to go ahead and click straight into audiences. Pretty self-explanatory there. And now I'm going to sort of show you how I would create an audience. As you can see, all users and purchasers will both sort of be default audiences that they'll send automatically if your Google Ads is linked properly, you'll want to make sure that you link. There's going to be a video up above this section right here that will show you how to link your Google Ads to your Google Analytics 4 property. So make sure you do that, number one. Second, we're going to audiences and hit new audience. And then feel free to use templates or general or predictive even. I generally will start from just a blank scratch audience. So create an audience. And then generally, like, the type of audiences that I create as a marketer is if someone's visited a certain landing page but not converted. So I'm going to put this perhaps like visited page but not signed up. Okay, so obviously you want to make that like more descriptive. You want to include like the specific page that they visited and the specific sign up. I just want to sort of keep this really short for the video. So it's going to be something like on my website, it'll be like visited that landing page but not signed up, and that's fine to just keep it as is. So include users when. So I'll go ahead and click down, and I generally always use page location. That's sort of one of my favorites. And then you want to define which page, so you add a filter, and it contains, and then I'll go ahead and just paste that right in there. It's mini in-demand nonprofit marketer is that web page that I'm looking at. And then now you can choose at any point, or you can use for a specific like period in time. So I'm just going to hit apply for now. I don't want to include. I just want to look at users that have come to that page in the last, let's say, 90 days, just for this example. So before I jump into setting the audience settings, you want to always make sure to exclude users that have already converted, right? So people who have already signed up or already made a purchase, you don't want to be hitting them with your ads or re-hitting them in this scenario. We're really just creating a prospecting audience of users that haven't converted. So in order to exclude those, you want to come down to the excluded section and just click down, and you want to click into event and then event name. So you'll want to sort of have an idea of what conversion event obviously you want to exclude. So I'll just start typing mine in. It's called mini in demand. So that's basically someone who has signed up for this course, the mini in demand nonprofit marketer. So I'll go ahead and click on that, and then I'll hit apply. And sometimes I do like to put at any point. I'll hit apply for that one, just because I don't want to hit anyone who's already signed up for this course at all. Like, I don't want to try to resell them the same course. That'd be a waste of advertising dollars. So now that we've set it up as the page contains and then excluded those that have already converted, we want to go ahead and set the membership duration. I generally would set about 90 days, depending on if I wanted to do a shorter campaign and it was just like a week long or 30 days. Keep in mind that you do want this to be big enough to target across Google Ads. So you want to definitely go for at least 1,000 users. That's sort of a good rule of thumb. That way you can target across all of the networks, YouTube, search, display. If it's anything less than that, you will not be able to run, perhaps a remarketing audience for search. So in the summary, you can see that these figures are an estimate based on the last 30 days. Okay, so if you're choosing 90 days, times that by 3, 12 users is still not enough. So perhaps reset something. It's possible that you've just misspelled a landing page or something to that matter. So because this is just an example, obviously I'm not going to use this audience, but if I were, I'll just go ahead and hit save. And it looks like I did not name this audience, so just make sure you can hit edit, the 3 dots, and edit. And then I just want to do, I'll go ahead and put the same name as the description. Okay, cool, and just resave. Okay, so once you create it in Google Analytics 4, as long as you are linked, so if we go into the Google Ads links down here, all of these 3 accounts will now have this audience to utilize. And again, like the audience will start populating from the moment that you make it. It's not pulling like historically from the last 30 or 90 days. So just keep that in mind. It will take some time. And then in your actual Google Ads account, you'll go ahead and go to Tools and Settings and then Audience Manager. And then I'll go ahead and give this a refresh. And then we should see that new audience that we've just created come through. So visited many in-demand nonprofit marketer, but not signed up. And then, so it's going to obviously say it's too small to serve across all of these networks. Like I said, across search needs to be at least 1,000. So that one is sort of harder to obtain for smaller organizations, as well as YouTube. Display, however, is only 100. So you can do display remarketing with only 100 users. So that's sort of something to keep in mind if you do have a smaller audience, that it will work with 100, but it will have to be 1,000 across the other distributions. All right, so that is quickly how to set up audience sets in Google Analytics 4 and easily send them over to your Google Ads account so that you can utilize them for remarketing purposes and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and if you want to stay up to date on Ga4 and paid search tactics, go ahead and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.